Hi, I'm Ariadne, and you're watching BOBE Me.
You are Ariadne from Estonia. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, Ariadne is in Estonian pronunciation, but Ariadne is in English, yeah.
Uh, that is your stage name. It's not your last name or something, right?
This is actually my second name. So my full name is Liina Ariadne, and it was my great-grandmother's. So I felt it was lovely to take it as my stage name.
Wow, that is really nice. At first, I thought, does it have to do something with Ariana Grande? Because it does sound like a bit like that.
Yeah, it's kind of familiar, but I don't even have no idea how my great-grandmother got it. But my mom loved the name so much, so she decided to put it my second name.
That is a beautiful name. And you released your previous single last year in May, and it was called All In. And now in January, you released your second single, Queen of My Own. Those are two singles in quite a short time. Is there an album in the works?
Not at the moment, but I would love to do an album one day. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out my sound and doing the music that I really like. I've been enjoying going to the studio a lot.
And for the people who are just discovering you, how would you describe your sound and the music that you make?
I think the best way to describe the sound is electronic pop. I really like bringing different elements into my pop music. So I love being in the studio for like 6 hours and just like playing around with different sounds, and I've been loving that.
Devoted artist. What are some influences that you transfer to your music? Do you have some music idols?
I think my favorite artists at the moment are Sara Larsson and Lennon Stella. We just went to Lennon Stella concert, I think it was last week in Stockholm, so I really loved that experience. So I think, yeah, Lennon Stella is the one artist I've been listening to the most at the moment.
And tell us about your latest single, Queen of My Own. What is its story?
Well, I was in a pretty emotional state when we wrote it, and I decided to pour all of my emotions into that song because I wanted to write something that really meant a lot to me. So something that I could get empowerment from and that I could listen to when I was feeling down myself. And I think the bigger message in the song is that I can do this on my own. So it's like really empowerment song for me. So I've been loving listening to that even when it wasn't out and it wasn't at its final form.
And you started out more as an influencer, right? I understand that that was your first step into a more wider public. Was it something that you did to sort of to get your word out, get your music out, or it was something you just started doing and people caught on?
Well, I think how it started at the beginning was, I think it was over 3 years ago. I was at Eesti Laul, the local Eurovision Song Contest in Estonia, and because of my boyfriend, he does social media, and we started a YouTube channel together to show everything that was going on behind the scenes. So it was really interesting to start social media, but at the same time, I didn't feel really good going on with music because I didn't have a good teammates behind me and people to push my music and to get me where I really wanted to be. And then I started doing social media more, and I also had back surgery when I was 20 years old, so that was pretty bad. But during that I started doing social media more, and I think it has helped me to become more closer with my listeners and people who follow me. So I've really been loving doing social media and YouTube, yeah.
And it helps now when you're moving forward with your music, you already have an audience. There has been a lot of discussion about social media nowadays because there are a lot of opinions and everybody can say whatever they want or respond however they want. How do you feel about it? What do you think is the role of social media for you and in society in general?
I think social media has pretty important role in everything. Everything actually surrounds over like social media at the moment, but I think if I let the negativity that people write sometimes about me or in the comments get to me, I think that pulls me down a lot. So I really don't notice that. I don't care because I have a lot of people who support me, and I think that is most important to focus on the positive side of social media, because I know social media can be a bit toxic sometimes, but I just try to do social media with happiness and just keep doing what I love. I think that counts the most.
Are there some personalities in social media that you particularly love and would love to suggest to someone else that inspire you?
I think in Latvia, Evelina is our friend actually, and Evelina is a wonderful person, and we love her so much. So everybody who's in Latvia should definitely follow her, and I love Evelina, and yeah, I think she is actually the coolest like person in Latvia that I know.
And someone from international area?
I actually, in social media, when it comes to social media, I actually really like Claudia Sulewski vlogs on YouTube. She's Phineas's girlfriend, so Billie Eilish's brother's girlfriend, and she does a lot, and she does a lot of really cool videos, and actually shows the behind the scenes how they got ready for Grammys or Oscars. So I love having that music and influencer both like combined together. So I've been loving her.
Is that something you're striving for yourself, to show how music is being created, all the events where you go to, how do you prepare? Are you ready to share everything with your followers?
I think I'm ready because there's so much that people don't see that goes on behind music business, and as we've been sharing it a lot behind the scenes, how's everything been going, and even the studio days, I think it's really exciting to get people a little bit closer to the behind the scenes of music.
I noticed that you also performed in Estonia's Music Awards not that long ago. How did that feel? How did it go?
It was really exciting. I was quite a bit nervous because this is the biggest thing or biggest performance that I have ever done, and it wasn't like a competition like Eesti Laul or like the Eurovision thing. So it was really a big thing for me, and even like I performed the single for the first time there, and to see all my fellow Estonian musicians that I've been looking up to since I was this little, it was really amazing to get a chance to perform there.
Do you have any other live performances set up in the near future?
We have some planned for the summer, but we gotta have to stay tuned for social media, and then I will announce it there.
Okay, nice, something to look for. Are there any kind of collaborations that you would love to do with artists both from Estonia and from Baltics?
I actually love Nöp from Estonia. Yeah, he's really cool, and I would love to work with him someday. And I also love Chris Noah, a Latvian artist. We're also together in Made in Baltics, and he's really, really cool, and I love his last single, so I would love to work with him one day.
And there's one question that we ask all musicians. It's a little bit philosophical one. If you had the chance to change one thing, and only one thing in the world, what would it be?
Oh, that's so difficult question. It's always so hard. Well, I think when it comes to music, and if I take it like from the world to a bit, if I had one superpower, if I meant the question a little bit, it would be that if I could hear my own songs for the first time. It would be a really amazing superpower to have, because you hear the songs so many times as it's being made, and I would love to get the first feeling that people who hear the first time the song, it would be lovely to get that. But when it comes to changing one thing in the world, I think just people to be more positive and not to leave like negative comments anywhere, and not to how to say it, not to put so much time into being negative. I think that takes their emotions down, and I think that brings people who are around them emotions down. So just to focus, if everybody could just focus on positivity more, that would be lovely.